Welcome back, Homestead Violas. Of course, this is our first segment that I've made since we received the news that to me was incredibly disappointing, that we will not be coming back together again yet this school year to put all of our learning together in preparation for a concert later on this school year. I'm very sorry about that. I'm very disappointed about that. I'd still like to finish our work on Phantom of the Opera medley. For the seniors, you of course performed this back when you were freshmen. I think you'll just love seeing how much more developed your skills are than they were back then. For the rest of you, we'll be looking ahead to a performance of this piece in 2021. And for all of us, it really is about developing your skills. And there's some wonderful skills that you can learn, especially in this next piece here, All I Ask of You. Now, before we start our work on All I Ask of You, I'd like to share a fun little thing that happened this last week since our last session, which of course is the Homestead YouTube channel receiving the 10,000 views recognition plaque, which I think is just super. It shows that you guys have been using this as a learning resource. Lots of people have been clicking on these videos. Obviously, with this coronavirus hiatus, we've had lots more traffic to our website. I'd much rather teach you in person, but I'm really thrilled that the Homestead Orchestra musicians are turning to the YouTube channel as a resource for learning and developing your skills. And that's what this video is all about as well. So thanks so much for seeking this channel out, and we'll continue to use this as a way to communicate musical information to each other. Now, at 148, there's something that I really need the violas to understand, which is all of these up bows are actually little lifts off the string, okay? It's gonna sound like this. Okay, you'll lift the bow off your string, and your curved pinky bent thumb, will feel the weight of your bow as it comes off the string like an airplane that's taking off of the runway. I'll show that again. And then the next one. So they're all with these little lifts, all these chord notes with up bows. Also notice those slurs. They're not really slurs. They're like rolling stops. So you want to be able to hear the start of the next note with articulation. Now on the second line of All I Ask of You, exactly one line before 148, it's a double time rhythm. And I'd just like to show you what that sounds like. If we're going this slow, it'll be cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, cha, eighth, 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 cha-cha, cha. So it'll feel quite quick compared with 148, but our tempo stays the same. This is where the eighth note is. It'll sound like this. So that's a little tricky because everything else in this part of the piece is very smooth and connected. All right, so at 148, you will be thinking as much like a vocalist as you possibly can. Vibrato on every note that you're able to. Smooth bow changes, except for those spots I was just showing you where you lift the bow off the string. Very, very, very connected lines. Let me show you how this passage sounds. 148. And then you'll re-articulate. And now double time. And then smooth. Two. got to 166. Please, if you notice that 2-4 measure where I circled the 2-4, it's the last measure of the line above 166. That's a viola melody, so enjoy those 4 little notes. And then also notice we have a measure of 2 beats and then a measure of 3 beats, but the speed of the beats is exactly the same. So it's just a counting challenge for you. Noticing that it's only 2 beats and then only 3 beats. Now at 166, we abruptly change to the key of E flat major. So that's why we were practicing E flat major scale before with the B flat, the E flat, and the A flat. Those are the 3 flats in the key signature. If you don't quite remember E flat major, it starts here. And then A flat, the open A. So you lose your A flat, you lose your A string when you're playing this in this key, low ones, low twos, okay? So modulation at 166. E flat, C, violas. 1, 2, 3. So again, the second to last line has those ups that you put spaces in between. I'll play that measure once for you. It starts with an 8th note, F natural, low 2. So a Frankie strategy here might be no hook bows, just play them all separate until you can learn that rhythm, and then you add the ups with the lifts that we talked about earlier on. So I prepared a special YouTube video just for this passage where you can hear what the melody is and also the harmony on piano. And once you learn how to play in 3 flats, once you learn about those bow lifts we talked about, a couple of these slightly tricky rhythms, you'll really have fun, I think, playing along with that video. And I'd like to demonstrate that for you right now before we conclude this video instructional presentation. That is a beautiful viola part to play. I don't get to play viola that often, and it's these wonderful inner lines that enhance the melody and that rich part of the viola, the G string, even the C string if you drop down to play those Gs, or the Fs or the Es. So I have tremendous fun doing what Viola does best, which is these beautiful counter melodies, adding warmth and richness to the sound of our orchestra. I'll be back in a few more days with one more segment to conclude our work on Phantom of the Opera medley. Have a great few days.